Okay, we're back a little sooner than we thought here at Rogers Field. We was trying to get dried off there, and I'm going to see you, let Mr. Ayers, he's going to kind of let you just see a little bit of the stadium, get down here. The Dragon Band is not on the field, folks. They're not going to let the bands on the field due to the, of course, the weather and everything. And it has rained. It's not a hard rain, but if you could tell, I don't know, I'm looking through the camera well, but you can see it steadily coming down. And it hasn't really, it's hampered offenses some, no doubt, but it hasn't been real bad. We don't really have the halftime stats right now or anything. I'll just tell you this. As we mentioned earlier, it's the 52nd meeting between the Dragons and the Bears. The only teams Junction City has played more than these two, than Bearden, is Norflet and Strong. Junction City leads the series 27-22-2. The first half was about what you expect from two teams that know each other pretty well. They went back and forth at it pretty good, and then Junction City got that drive together right before the half to take a 7-0 lead. And at this point, I want to mention our sponsor. I know I've talked about it a good bit, but folks, Junction City, of course, Schools has committed to the Dragon Sports Network that they are going to keep this going. And we got 9, actually now make it 10, because a while ago we had another sponsor to come up and said, here you go, everything you need right here, Three Creeks Baptist Church. Welcome to the Dragon Sports Network as a sponsor. We're glad to have you. The other sponsors, and I like to mention them here, McDonald's Grocery, Shamrock Hardy Mart, Junction City Floors, First Bank of South Arkansas, Dollar General, Hog Wild Pest Control, Mr. Jimmy Tucker. Folks, I'm going to go ahead and tell you now, Mr. Jimmy, he's the guy that comes down when we need some stuff done, and he does a fine job. So if you get a chance, give him a holler. If you got any pest control needs or anything, Mr. Jimmy Tucker is the man to see. And Blackman Supply, I talked about a while ago, the long time things they have done for the football schedules and stuff. It wouldn't look right without seeing Blackman Supply on there. Dollar General and Family Dollar, two stores that have got all the needs, stuff you need to keep you having to make that feel like unnecessary trip to out of town to go get something. Right there in town, everything you need. Go by and see the folks at those places. As we watch the rain come down here at halftime, we don't have any other scores to give you except for ours here, 7-0 Junction City. And as you can tell, there's some wet conditions, no doubt, but good to see it. Definitely not complaining, folks. Everybody knows we needed this rain. I imagine by now Bearden's got about 5 inches of rain, because they told us about an hour before we went on the air. In fact, I mentioned it after we come on the air. They already had over 4 inches of rain here, and it has rained steadily here in this first half. It's going to definitely, second half, mess with. I'm looking at the field right now, and I'm seeing some spots where the turf's been pulled up. Just kind of, there you go. I'm going to go ahead and talk with Mr. Ayers here. If you just ease it up there and let the folks see on the far side toward the Bearden side. There you go, right there. You can tell that's where a lot of the action's been and what it's doing, the rain and all, to the field. And the reason we show you that could play a factor, because you got spots like that throughout the field. That could play a factor in the second half. Right now, Junction City's biggest thing is overcoming penalties. 4 penalties that hurt them at times, and then one of them they managed to overcome, and a couple of turnovers that hurt the Dragons. And if not for that, it might be an even different score. But nonetheless, this is what you expect from two teams, like I said earlier, that's met each other. This is the 8th time in the last 5 seasons. Of course, 3 of them in the playoffs and their 5 regular season matchups. Right now, I'm going to check and see. I believe back at the studio they were going to have a little bit of a Dragon trivia, and we do not have the laptop with us where we can check things out. But the question, I believe if they got it up, they'll let me know here in a minute, and then we'll see who all can send in the answer for it. A little bit of trivia here at halftime, kind of pass things along as we get ready to start the second half. And according to the game clock, we're about a little over 5 minutes away from starting the second half. The winner of this game will definitely have the inside track as far as the 8AA conference is concerned.
32, Parker's Chapel 6.
Okay. Did they give a Parker's Chapel score then, Rev?
32, Parker's Chapel 6.
32-6, Parker's Chapel is losing. Okay. And Rising, of course, is defeating Woodline. That's a couple scores Mr. Jackie Vevel, the voice of the Bears, has given out. And we're about 4 minutes away from starting the second half. Junction City, overall the defense has looked good. Bearden has mounted a couple of attacks and got inside the Dragon 40, I know 3 times, and the Dragons have held them back. And in fact, that last drive that resulted in the interception, big play there by the Dragon defense. They put the pressure on Young. He threw the ball up, kind of rainbowed it, and Jay Mitchell with the nice interception return. Of course, it got wiped out by a penalty, but still the Dragons got the ball, run the time off the clock to take it into halftime. Right now, I believe that is the Bearden Band. They're performing, doing a little performance here. And kind of ease it over that way. You'll see where the crowd, the rain coming down over toward the concession stands, where the majority of the crowd on the Bearden side is gathered. It is just good to see the rain. I know it's kind of rough. It's kind of rough to do the game in the rain, but it's also rough to play it. But it's rain that we needed. And once again, while I got a chance, I would like to thank the sponsors we got for the Dragon Sports Network. And some of them are definitely, they're going to help us with basketball, of course, baseball, softball. The plan is to do some games of each sport there, and of course all the football games all the way through the playoffs. And tonight, of course, I failed to mention, kind of historic for us, our first road game, and we're just glad that we were able to get it on the air and everything, because for a while there it was a kind of touch and go getting everything set up. And just bear with us, folks. We're going to make some mistakes, no doubt. And sometimes some of the things we plan to do, we're not going to be able to do. We had a plan to, it's going to read off some stuff here for you, but all the papers, when the rain blew in, got wet. And let's see. All right, folks are trying to decide who is Junction. The question on the trivia, that's what we're texting back and forth with stuff. I'll just go ahead and tell you, we're texting back and forth studio because we don't want to get on the phone or nothing like that or anything, just to find out what's going on and everything, because we don't have the laptop to tell us what's going on and all that. But the question was, who is Junction City's all-time leading touchdown career holder, I guess you say, career touchdown holder? Who scored the most touchdowns and stuff? And we're going to let them vote a little bit more, and then right before we start the second half, we'll tell you who it is. And their choices were, I believe, Alan Turner, Marcus Godfrey, Eddie Malone, Ronald Meadows, or Kevin Payne. Junction City's all-time leading touchdown maker, I guess you could say. And you got 5 good choices there to choose from. Next week is homecoming. The Dragons will take on the strong Bulldogs, and then after that, I believe they are back on the road. And I'm not sure where that, I want to say Hampton, I'm not sure. I don't have one of my good Blackman schedules in front of me here to see. And of course, a win tonight, we talked about that earlier, a win tonight by the Dragons gives them the inside track to the 8AA conference title, the number 1 seed, and it is one of the main seeds this year. And the reason I say main seeds, it's because of the fact you get a bye, and I believe it is home field all the way through. No getting on the bus and traveling. As long as you're winning, you're at home. Folks, we're going to step out for about 2 minutes, get set up for the second half. Everybody kind of heading to the concession stand or whatever to get them a little something and all that good stuff. We'll be back in about 2 to 3 minutes. The teams are getting ready to come back on the field. You're listening to Junction City Football on the Dragon Sports Network.